Coming up on Around San Diego, renewed hope following decades of dealing with sewage. When we can expect real change as so many are suffering from health complications. And fixing our roads as crews prioritize the worst ones first. We'll tell you where they're starting. Plus, they did admit to killing their parents, are serving time right there in Otay, and may soon be released from prison. Around San Diego starts right now. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on a week's worth of news and look ahead in less than 30 minutes. We do begin with a big development this week in the effort to stop sewage from flowing into our beautiful South Bay and the stench that's coming with it. The U.S. section of the International Boundary and Water Commission celebrated the start of a project to revamp and expand the South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant. As CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes tells us, this project could double the facility's capacity to help minimize cross-border sewage.
Here on the property of that wastewater treatment facility, and I got to tell you, the smell is stronger and more pungent than I have ever personally experienced. And that was perfect for today's announcement because every speaker who took to the podium had to comment on the smell and the possible experience of the people who live nearby. But they say today's announcement of the millions of dollars that are now flowing into this project could make the dream of fixing it a reality.
Hay que arreglarlo. Let's fix it.
U.S. representatives joined Mexican officials and local officials announcing their successful collaboration and launch to finally fix the South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant. Mike Watson, Senior Vice President with Stantec, is in charge of the project's building and design. And he says even his son has experienced issues in the ocean because of the sewage flows from Mexico into our waterways and ocean.
He swam in the ocean. I remember him telling stories of me saying, Dad, my teammates would come back and they'd have skin irritation, they'd have eye infections, they'd have other ailments.
Local, state, and federal leaders gathered to celebrate the hundreds of millions of dollars finally flowing into the project to help fix the current infrastructure and to expand the current treatment facility's capacity of treating 25 million gallons per day to 50 million gallons per day. They're also aiming to reach a peak of 75 million gallons of wastewater at peak times. Watson says they'll combine construction and design to save time.
This will allow us to sequence construction and design in such a way to save time, create early wins, resulting in improved water quality as we progress the design and construction of the project.
The project is slated to start work this year, but the full project's cost can't be known until spring of 2025, when 30% of the work is already done. Some people living near the plant say they're losing hope of real progress because the problem has been decades in the making. Congressman Vargas says this time they can count on real results because the money is there.
The money, because this time there's money. I mean, when people say, hey, we're going to fix this, we're going to fix this, but there's no money, you aren't going to fix a thing. We have over $400 million right now. We still need $200 million for the surges, that is when they have a really bad problem. But you know what? We got over $400 million. That's something.
Local leaders say this time, San Diegans from all over the county are getting behind this effort to stop the stink, improve health, and open beaches to everyone.
San Diegans know that if any of us were dealing with this kind of constant flow of sewage and pollution and impacts to our health, that it affects all of us.
Our congressional leaders also say that this was an international collaborative effort involving Mexican officials, which they say they didn't really have in the past. But now that that assistance is there from Mexico, they are confident that they can finally move forward. They also point to the CDC's visit here in the South Bay earlier this month, gathering data and talking to locals about their experience. So hopefully we can all one day look forward to the day where they stop the stink. The project is supposed to be under construction for the next 5 years. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes.
Kirsten, thank you. And for decades, diesel engines and a haze of pollution have been present in San Diego's South Bay as well. But now a large influx of federal funds is set to transform the Port of San Diego by using clean energy. The EPA awarded California more than $1 billion to help decarbonize its ports, and San Diego is getting nearly $59 million. The port is working toward a goal of becoming fully electric by 2030.
What it will be doing is allowing us to electrify the rest of our equipment on our 10th Avenue Marine Terminal, as well as to put in shore power plugs. That means that ships can plug in when they come into 10th Avenue and when they come into National City Marine Terminal.
So the goal is to start these projects in early 2025. Well, Harborside Park in Chula Vista finally has a reopening date, December 16th. It's been closed for more than 2 years over concerns of crime, homeless encampments, and drug use. Chula Vista Mayor John McCann tells us that safety is the #1 priority.
As mayor, I want to make sure that we keep it clean and safe and operational for this community for the next decade.
Yeah, so some of the improvements to the park will include a walking fitness trail, the installation of a ranger station, and a soccer mini pitch, which is a hard court surface. That's expected to be installed by late December. Well, the city of San Diego is expanding homeless shelter options. By December, close to 500 new beds will open up for people needing a place to sleep. 165 will be in the Veterans Village, with 35 set aside for just vets. Another 105 beds will open up in a new motel shelter, and more than 200 new spots will be added to San Diego's safe parking programs. Mayor Todd Gloria says there is no quick fix for homelessness, so he is committed to long-term solutions.
Everyone here understands that these shelter programs are merely stops along the way to permanent housing, which is the ultimate goal that all of us are striving for.
So additionally, the state's Home Key program will create around 200 new homes for formerly homeless San Diegans. The city is also starting a new homeless diversion program that aims to free up 150 beds that are currently occupied. Speaking of homeless encampments outside of a downtown tour guide business, they have been cleared. We first told you about this in June. CBS 8's Abby Black continues to work for you and has that update.
It's been 4 months since we've been here to 300 G Street Park, and the owner of another side of San Diego Tour says he continues to be fed up with people doing drugs. There's violence and defecation. They feel unsafe, and so do the people visiting our beautiful city. We've been working for you. Now this has been cleared out, and San Diego police say they have long-term solutions.
That was a kung fu fight that took place right behind us.
This was the scene 4 months ago.
So here's the guy taking a lead.
And up until today,
It's a really deplorable situation of drug use, alcohol abuse, people screaming.
all of this happening in front of another side of San Diego Tours at the G Street Mini Park at 3rd Avenue.
New employees are quite intimidated, as the guests are too. We've had guests come in just absolutely frightened.
Kevin Wilkerson is a tour guide for the company who says countless get-it-done reports have been filed. Police are clean and safe respond and clear the courtyard, but eventually encampments pop back up.
It's embarrassing. I can't believe the city could allow something like that to happen.
The owner says that he was fed up and reached out to CBS 8 again for a follow-up, and at the same time contacted the San Diego Neighborhood Policing Division.
This has to be something we address on a regular basis. So.
Right before we arrived, San Diego police say that they cleared 12 people from the courtyard. One was given information about resources.
The other subject was issued a citation for drug paraphernalia.
Wilkerson shared his relief with the sergeant.
I'm glad to see enforcement taking place. I think that's really the key.
Sergeant Chris Smith is new to the Neighborhood Policing Division and says that this will be a target spot for foot patrols.
I'm a dad and a husband, and we come downtown too, so I have kind of a personal motivation to see it improve as well.
Smith says that the department plans to add more officers to the beat who will use enforcement by having compassion, by offering resources, but also accountability to the law.
We won't be repeating steps. If we see that they've already been informed of the law, then we will go on to the next step of the enforcement.
The tour guide says that he welcomes the new enforcement approach.
And the fact they actually took action and were issuing citations is a very hopeful, promising situation now. Thank you, Sergeant.
Yeah,
working for you in downtown.
Thanks for coming out again.
Abby Black, CBS 8.
Channel 8 gets it done, right?
We really do appreciate that. So we, of course, are once again working for you, this time after cyclists reached out to us about encampments, trash, and graffiti all along the Ocean Beach bike path, saying the issue is getting worse. We do know that city crews have been working to clean it up, and they were just out again 24 hours after one of the cyclists, Wesley Hill, reached out to us about it.
Remember when they opened that stretch up years ago to connect Mission Valley to the OB bike path? It was great. But now it's basically become a homeless highway.
Yeah, city spokesperson tells us San Diego police have 2 riverbed teams working that area and that abatements on city property are an ongoing effort and will continue as needed. Well, after years of complaints and getting rated as one of San Diego's most neglected streets, city crews began much-needed repairs on Agua Mansa Road this week. It's been dubbed Aligator Road because of its web of cracks, and it hasn't seen major repairs in more than 20 years. With its failed rating, the street was deemed so distressed that it required full construction. One neighbor we spoke to told us he's happy that road is being repaired.
Wasn't always so bad, but now I guess we are the worst street in San Diego. But it's getting done.
Good attitude there. There are still plenty of other roads around San Diego that do need repairs. Right now, only about 1 in 5 streets are considered to be in good condition. Well, now to an update on that decades-old double homicide. The resentencing hearing for Lyle and Eric Menendez has been scheduled for December 11th. The Los Angeles District Attorney filed a petition asking that the brothers be resentenced to 50 years to life in prison with now the possibility of parole. They are currently serving life sentences at the Donovan Correctional Facility right there in Otay Mesa for the 1989 murder of their parents in Beverly Hills. Now, if this goes through, they could be released after 35 years in prison. Well, if you have been bombarded with election text messages and phone calls, you're not alone. With the election now coming up, those messages are ramping up. Call blocking service RoboKiller says Americans received a record 15 billion political texts in 2022. That's an average of 50 for every cell phone in the country. We are on track to break that record this year.
Political calls and texts don't have to play by all of the same rules as other types of marketing, text messages or calls, but there are some rules that they need to abide by.
Yeah, so experts say there are a number of ways to stop unwanted text messages, including replying back with the word stop. You can also file a complaint with the FCC, and for phone calls, they just suggest blocking that number. Coming up, the San Diego Unified School District just opened a new performing arts center. We'll have a closer look inside that new building next. In honor of Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, San Diego County Animal Services set up this display to honor our beloved pets. The director of Animal Services, Vaughn Maurice, says staff came up with the idea of creating an ofrenda during a Dia de los Muertos conversation, and they're asking people to show some photos of their pets who have crossed that rainbow bridge. Throughout the month, people have brought in pictures of their dogs or cats that are gone.
Always hard when you lose a pet, and it can be a very difficult situation for people to want to replace their animal, but this gives people the opportunity to honor their pet while adding to the family.
Yeah, it really is a beautiful tradition. So if you are looking to adopt a new pet, there certainly are countless options for you. Well, now to a new mural. It is complete at the Oceanside Transit Center. San Diego-based artist Johnny Pucci created this vibrant image on the parking structure that pays tribute to Oceanside's roots. It took just a week to finish. This mural was chosen as part of Main Street Oceanside's Art That Excites program, which hopes to install 10 murals all throughout downtown Oceanside. And the San Diego Unified School District is marking the opening of a new performing arts center. It's at Morse High School in Bay Terraces, where the school community celebrated with a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Wednesday morning. The two-story performance center replaces aging portable classrooms. It features a theater with a stage, LED lighting, a theatrical orchestra enclosure, a fly loft, and more. The building is something that the school's principal says both current and students and alumni can also be very proud of.
Getting text messages from former students saying they're super excited about the new PAC. So it's definitely a win for not just Morris's current community, but also our neighboring community.
Yeah, good stuff. The project also included an expansion of the student quad area and a new parking lot right there along 69th Street. Still ahead, the San Diego County Credit Union honored a Vista teacher this week for all of her hard work. We'll have that story in the Zevely Zone next. Welcome back. The San Diego County Credit Union is honoring a Vista teacher for her dedication to students while overcoming her own challenges. As we take you in the Zevely Zone, Jeff and CBS 8 partner SDCCU head to Vista High School to celebrate a classroom hero.
We're traveling the county, honoring the best of the best. And here in Vista, we found a teacher who's become a classroom fixture.
Hey, welcome to class, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
Raised in Vista, Lisa Bechtold had great teachers as a child and wanted to grow up to become one herself.
To be honest, I became a teacher because I wanted to do something important with my life.
Lisa was born with cerebral palsy and has never walked.
It's not a big deal. Honestly, I mean, if you're going to have a disability, I got a good one. For the alpha particle is 4/2 HE.
That can-do attitude rubs off on her students.
She's pretty much unstoppable. Her classroom feels alive almost, because there's some classes where it's just kind of, you know?
Student reviews like those help make Miss Bechtold a classroom hero.
I'm so excited. She's added so much to our school.
Principal Megan Ratliff says Ms. Bechtold asked for the desks in her classroom to be lowered so she could be closer to her students.
She knew that she'd be able to serve the students better if she could see over the tables, and it's so important for her to notice those things and bring them to our attention.
I've heard that you like to say that you've been here so long that you've become part of the furniture.
Well, I've been here 17 years, so it's been a long time. I still have 15 to go, though. So
I think it's wonderful that she's being acknowledged by the people that she works with and for.
Ruth Williams is Miss Bechtold's mother, who says from the day her daughter was born, she saw a fighter.
Well, she has more determination than I know anybody I know. It doesn't always come easy for her, but she continues to strive no matter what happens.
As for all of this hoopla,
well, I am honored that somebody thought highly enough of me to nominate me for such a thing. The beta particle has 0 mass.
Miss Bechtold teaches chemistry.
The symbol for iridium is IR.
And she's got connecting with kids down to a science. Congratulations, Miss Bechtold. You're this month's classroom hero. In the Zevely Zone, Jeff Zevely, CBS 8.
Just our heroes. Not all heroes wear capes, right? Thank you so much for what you're doing. Sincerely appreciate it. Well, that will do it for us. Thank you for your time. thanks for staying informed. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take such good care.